Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Let's get started with C programming language because C is a very basic language for the emergence of all other programming languages. By understanding the concepts in C programming language, we are going to build a base for learning other programming languages in future. In introduction, let's see some common topics like what is system, what is processor, and how we use program codings to communicate with the system, and what is the need of programming languages, and some introduction of C. Then this is the theoretical part where we have to know some basic concepts before writing C program. And then we will see the structure of a C program, and we will try to write a small C program, simple C program. And here starts the important topics like flow of control, array, string, input output functions, structures and unions, operators in C, functions and recursion. And here the concept of function is the base for the emergence of C++. And recursion is going to be a very important topic for all the interview questions. Then we are going to cover pointers, call by value and call by reference, 2D and 3D array. 2D and 3D array is the continuation of array concept. Then we will see file handling, opening and closing a C file. Then finally logical programs. Logical programs means like Fibonacci series, palindrome for checking palindrome, like it will have some day-to-day life importance. And this will be the main concepts for interview. In interview, they might ask like, what is the concept behind Fibonacci series? So to answer these questions and to write these programs, we have to know all these concepts. In Fibonacci series, we may use functions, recursions, and in palindrome, we have to know what is string. So this we are going to see at the last by knowing all the concepts. Okay, now let us see some introduction points about C. C was developed by Dennis Ritchie at AT&T Bell Laboratory in USA. It is a laboratory in USA. C is a case-sensitive programming language, which means we have to use only lowercase. I hope everybody know what is lowercase and uppercase. Lowercase in the sense it is small letter of alphabets. Uppercase is capital letter. And we all know about HTML. We may come across in schooling days. Like HTML is a non-case sensitive programming language. Non-case sensitive means we can write the codings, the tags in both uppercase and lowercase. There won't be any error. But in C, we have to use only lowercase. Then it is a structured programming language because C program has a structure, specific structure, which we have to go through it. Then it is a successor of B and BCPL language. There are more languages which have faced failures, but C has a unique place and it has more advantages. There is no destroy time for C. More languages are being developed only by the base of C programming language. Then it is a middle level programming language. Middle level in the sense it is quite understandable by human being. The codings will be quite understandable by human being. I will explain this point separately. Okay, and it was developed to write Unix operating system. But now we are using C for more other purposes. But first it was developed to write on Unix operating system. And C was standardized by ANSI in 1989. It is an organization. It is an organization. It standardized C in 1989. From that we will call that as ANSI. Sorry, we'll call it as ANSI C also. And it was also standardized by ISO. Now let us get to know what is the difference between low level, middle level and high level programming languages. Initially, when computer was invented, it can perform only calculations. So if I want to perform calculation like I have to add 5 plus 8, I cannot directly give the input as 5 and 8. So I have to convert 5 and 8 into its equivalent binary form. Binary digits are zeros and ones which is the only thing that CPU can understand. This kind of code that we are giving in the form of zeros and ones are known as machine code, which is very easy for machine to understand but very tricky for human beings to understand. So this kind of codings that we give is known as low level programming language. Before getting into the differences, first let us know what is program. Program is a set of instructions or set of commands we give to CPU to perform certain task. Whatever task we want to get performed, that we will give in the form of instructions. That is known as program coding. So the coding which contains only zeros and ones and hard for human beings to understand is known as low level programming language. So low level programming languages are full of zeros and ones, which is known as machine code. And it is very easy to communicate with the machine. But it is really hard for human beings to understand. Some of the examples of low level programming languages are COBOL, Pascal, Basics, and so on. The low level programming languages are very hard. There was a small development from low level to middle level programming language. Middle level programming language contains assembly codes. This is machine code which has only zeros and ones. Assembly codes are one which has mnemonics in their coding. So we have to write program in the form of mnemonics, that is known as assembly code. So if I want to add something like 5 and 8, I will give the command like add 8. Or if I want to subtract something, I will give sub the content. Or if I want to move from somewhere the content, I have to move from this location to that location, I will give MOV. So these are the mnemonics, the words we use to give some command. The program which contains assembly code as its codings is known as middle level programming language, which is slightly understandable by human beings. Then C was developed. C program has a structure and a predefined library functions. By understanding those concepts, we can write C program. Then C++ got developed. C++ is the increment version of C. Then Java got developed. So these languages were very close to human language. So it came under high level programming language. Then C# got developed, Python, PHP, and so on. So these languages were very efficient than C, C++, and Java. But all these programming languages have the concept of C. C is the base things. The concept in C is followed in all these programming languages. Python is very easy, where you no need to write any predefined commands or something else. Whatever coding you have to give, what task you have to perform is alone given in Python. So I will always recommend to start from C. To start the journey from C is very important. In C we will learn all the commands. We will learn why the header file is given, what is the purpose of header file, what is main function. But in Python we can directly give the command and we can run the program. So the C and C++ were pulled to middle level programming language because these things became very efficient, very easy. The thing is, Low level programming languages are which contain zeros and ones, that are binary digits, which is known as mission code, which is very easy for CPU to understand. And middle level programming languages are which contains assembly code, and high level programming languages are very close to human language. Now let us revise some common topics like what is program. Program is a set of instruction we give to CPU to perform certain task. What is a programming language? Programming language, normally language is what? It is a tool for communication with one another. So here programming language means it is a tool in which we write instructions to perform certain tasks. So some of the programming languages are C, C++, Java, Python, and so on. So programming languages are getting developed day by day. There are new programming languages are getting introduced, but C is the base for all programming languages. So I always advise my students to start from C, not to run directly to Python or something else, because the concept in C is the base, is present in all the programming languages. The concepts in C is present in all the programming languages. All the languages are running only by the C concepts. So it is very advisable to start from C. Okay, now let us see some common topics. What is software? Software is a set of programs or collection of programs. So what is program? It is a collection of set of instructions. Software is a set of programs that are designed or documented to perform certain tasks. Some examples for software are video player, internet browser, OS, and so on. Okay, what is OS? OS is one of the softwares. Softwares means set of programs, collection of programs. OS means it is one of the softwares which is preloaded in the computer to handle or manage the applications, apps in the computer. So some of the example for OS are Windows, Unix operating system, Linux, then Android, like that. So C was first developed to write Unix operating system. C is used to write operating systems and create games, and C cannot create an app, but we can give some effects to the app using C language. Then let's see what is processor. Processor is a chip inside the CPU. As CPU is the heart of the computer, the CPU works by the processor. It is the collection of some transistors and wires, and whatever command we give, whatever instructions we give is processed by the processor. Some of the examples are Intel, IBM processor, AMD processor. So to be very simple, software is a collection of programs. Program is a collection of instructions. And what is OS? It is one of the softwares.